Peacock 45 here, loading some big bullets into this 44 Magnum Colt 2021 Anaconda with an 8-inch barrel so that I can launch these 240 grain bullets out through that 8-inch barrel. And maybe it'll bounce off that 2-liter right there. Oh, it didn't. How about that, what was that, Arizona tea or something? I'm gonna send it back to New Mexico. Wow. Must be a 44 mag. What about cinder? Yeah, it must be a 44. And we better smoke a little pot before we get going too far right here. Oh boy. How about that empty paint can? Was that 6? Yes, he fired 6. Is this beautiful or what? You know, the Anaconda, it was an 8-inch barrel. That is one gorgeous revolver, I'll tell you what. And many of you who follow the Sunday morning videos know this one is mine, right? I brought it out at least one Sunday, I know, morning, and shot it. And it is so gorgeous, and I like it. And if you saw the first video, which I'll link to, on the 2021 Anaconda, it was a 6-inch we had borrowed from Bud's. I went through a lot of the details. I'll review a few of those things, but this is 8-inch and it's mine, and it's not going anywhere. I really like it. If you remember that video, I think I mentioned that I might have to have one of these because it was more attractive to me in a lot of ways than the 2020 Python, because it is basically the 2020 Python blown up into an Anaconda. Okay, unlike the first Anaconda back in the 80s or 90s, it was just a different gun and not quite the quality of the Python, old Python or new Python. You know, and they even had accuracy issues and some things like that. Nice, but it wasn't anything like this. So glad to be here with this baby. Let's check them out. So the difference between this one and the other one are 2 inches, right? This was a 8-inch and it was a 6-inch. So it's actually a little shorter than the Smith & Wesson, you know, 8 3/8 inch barrel that I have, and many of you might have. Yeah, let's do the math on that. I bet it's 3/8 inch difference, but it seems long, doesn't it, with that big rib? And I know there's always someone who doesn't agree, but most people just find the Python, the Anaconda, a couple of the most attractive firearms on the planet, really. And of course, very attractive revolvers with that ribbed barrel, the full underlug, the Colts, and you know, they're just really cool revolvers. They are. I had to have one. Yeah, I've got the old Python, and so I wasn't as I don't know, as interested. I was interested, but I couldn't flip the switch on getting a 2020 Python. Came close. I have come close a few times, but I've got that really nice one made in the 80s. And but when this came out and we tried that 6-inch one, I thought, man, yeah, this might be the one that really floats my boat, because it's just like the Python, the 2020 Python. Okay, it is. It's just bigger and heavier, and it shoots a 44 Magnum. So you get the quality of the Python and a bigger gun. You can't hate that, can you? So let me try some fusion. Let's fuse something together. Okay, I've shot this for a while. All right, this is 240 grain. Yeah. All right. One of these days I'm going to get me a big muffler. I'm going to be cool. Right now I'm not cool, but I'll work on that. How's that? All right, now, you know, one thing I noticed, this thing has a long barrel, of course, and it's fairly heavy because of that. But you know, also because of that, you don't get the, I was shooting a couple of shots before we started, you don't get the, as you don't on double action revolvers anyway, quite as much, is the, you know, the barrel coming up like on a single action, you know, kind of rolls in your hand. You don't really get that much with a double action revolver, unless it's a shorter barrel and a lighter one. And definitely with this one, you do have the heavier barrel to absorb it, but it also causes more of it to come right back at you. It's just something to be aware of. Okay, doesn't mean you're a wimp. Recoil's kind of fun. Well, up to a point, right? So we're going to fuse something. Let's fuse this pot with some fusion. Yeah, and how about that bowling pin? How about that bowling pin? Boom. And maybe there's a buffalo, a bison over there that's never been properly fused. See if we can hit him. Ah, he's been fused now. Well, that rolled him, didn't it? How about the gong? I can barely see the gong. The reflections. Did I hit it? Okay, did that time. All right. It's fun. Feels good. Big old barrel length. You know, I have my rationale. I think I talked about that in a Sunday morning video when I was shooting this a couple, 3 weeks ago. I have some nice 44 Magnums. I'm so lucky, so fortunate. I have some 4-inch, 3-inch barrels and everything. And they're fun, but yeah, they can bite you a little bit if you're shooting hot ammo and those things. And I just thought, I might need another big 44 Magnum. I just got the one 8 3/8 inch Smith. I've shot 75,000 rounds now, and I load a lot of 44 Magnum and have some. And I just want something that's going to be fun to shoot, pleasant to shoot, and beautiful. And I think this fills that characteristic. Let's shoot some of this hammer down now. Okay. Ooh, that might hurt. Let's see. This is 270 grains. Oh no. Goodbye, Mr. Wrist. Nah, I'll survive it. I'm a tough guy, right? So I went with this 8-inch gun, and I'm really glad I did. I think it's gorgeous. And even though I'm kind of a Smith guy, have been, but yeah, if you make a beautiful revolver that I like, I might buy it. All right, let's see what these will do. I'll see how they feel. Let's try a bowling pin. Oh, nice. Pretty fast, I think. Let's try over there the ram. Oh boy, they don't just teeter and fall, do they? Roll right on over. Try that red plate, square one. Rocks it, rocks it. How about you, Mr. Gong? Tell you, I'm having a hard time seeing it in the darkness up there. There we go. Rocked him that time. I think I've got something better for the watermelon, so I'm going to save it. Let's try that 2-liter right there. I say better. I don't know how it could be much better. Just knew I had another round, but I didn't. Surprised I'm not missing with that kind of flinch or whatever. What I say, when I say better, it's not really better, but generally speaking, when you're shooting melons, and I'm an expert, a lighter, faster bullet gives you more of a reaction. So I'm going to try some of these old rounds. These are 180 grain. Yeah, 180. Okay. So we will see. I fired one of these at something recently, and they make the difference. It's the reason that your 22 long rifle pistol doesn't blow up a melon as well as your 5.56, right? AR. They're both 22 caliber. It's the velocity. I'm gonna shoot at double action. Maybe I can hit it. Yep, it blew it up. Let's double action that 2-liter right there. It has a nice double action. Let me try those further out. Double action. Wow. Sweet. Let's try the gong double action. Boom. How about this bowling pin double action right here? Wow. Cock. Knocked him around, didn't it? So just try and get some more velocity out of those. And, you know, I did it. 'Cause I really don't have, it might be why I bought those or wherever they came from. I tend to stick with 240 grain ammo as my standard in 44, unless it's one a heavy, well, yeah, duh, unless I want a heavier bullet, right? I don't go down very much. I don't mind a heavier. In fact, I've got some here I've loaded. These are 300 grain bullets. Shoot a couple of those. These are ones I loaded for the Marlin. 2, 4, 6. And these are some I loaded for my, you know, my Marlin 45, not 45, 44 mag, you know, because you can shoot about anything in a Marlin. And I think this will handle it just fine. These are probably not any hotter than like the Hammer Down, some of those I wouldn't expect. All right, big old chunk of lead though, 300 grains. 300 grains is always sweet. See if it'll bowl over a bowling pin. Yeah, I think it will. How about that red square? I love to see it rock. I ought to knock over an animal, I guess, with this stuff. How about a turkey down there in the low center? Yep, rolled him. All right. And about you, Mr. Gong? I don't know where I'm going when I miss the gong. I shouldn't be missing it. All right, one more. How about on the paper target here? 300 grains of lead. See if it will penetrate that paper. It did. Yeah, you can tell I'm just having fun today with this thing. I have fun every time I get out of firearm, especially a beautiful revolver. And again, man, I know I'm sounding like a Colt commercial here, but that is just gorgeous. And these aren't cheap, you know. I went over all the details, I guess, in the first video. They're around $1,500 if you're lucky. You can find one MSRP. And this smooth action, they've gone to leaf springs, and you get a really smooth action that doesn't stack. And you know, crown, we're empty of course, the crown barrel protect the bore up there. Okay, glad you're back. John had a little coughing. Actually, he swallowed a bug, I think. Hopefully it was a big locust, you know, with good protein and everything. But anyway, as I was saying, they've done some nice things to it, you know, with the crown barrel, muzzle, and it's I think they call it a shiny braid or something bright, you know, stainless steel finish. It's a nice finish, looks good, and it doesn't have a lot of ugly markings other than that jar code down there. That's the only blemish on the firearm, which is not too bad. It's just a good looking gun, and like what I joke about. They simplified the action. We've talked about that with the Python and with the Anaconda and everything. That's the thing. And I know initially when I heard about that with the Python, I thought, oh, okay, they turned it into a Ruger action or something different, and it's not a Python anymore. But I tell you, that Python was like this, you know, just a really nice action. It's very, very smooth, simplified to where supposedly you won't have the timing issues that the old Pythons can have. And the Anaconda is the same way, that same simplified action. And I have grown to appreciate that, to tell you the truth, because I want to shoot this thing. If I bought a new Python, the 2020, I would want to shoot it, not have to think about the timing, you know, of the action at all, and worry about that, shooting hot rounds or whatever. And this, I plan to shoot this. I'm just going to shoot this a lot, probably more than my Model 29, my .38. So this is going to be a shooter. It's a beautiful gun, absorbs a lot of the recoil. And you know, so I'm very pleased with it. The only thing I don't like about it necessarily are the grips. I want some wider grips. I think I mentioned this in the Sunday morning video. I've looked at some around auction sites and everywhere. I mean, obviously I'm not so dumb that I can't Google Python Anaconda grips, you know, but you can't tell how thick they are for the most part. You know, you get beautiful side pictures of them. Oh yeah, some gorgeous ones, whoever they're made by. But my concern is the thickness of them. I want some. I like the old Python grips, like on my old Python, my 1981 vintage. The wooden ones, they're just right. You know, I think they'll fit this. Maybe I should take them off, put them on this. And so that's what I want. Probably I just need to buy some old Python grips, I guess. But the rubber's okay, but I wouldn't mind getting some nice wooden ones or stag or whatever that fit beautifully and then look beautiful. As long as they don't cause me more pain, right? You know something I ought to do while I have it. And I'll try not to keep you all night, but boy, I sure could with this gun. Let's shoot some 44 special in this thing. How's that for underkill? You know, you've heard of overkill, but hey, why did that happen? Why did that cylinder turn insane? You reckon it's the weight of the bullet? Just trying to give you a physics lesson, right? So 44 special is actually not a slouch of a round. It's comparable ballistically to 45 ACP. But when you put it in a big, heavy 44 Magnum, it should be really pleasant. And you'll also be able to tell it's a little slower. I'll shoot at the gong. You'll notice the difference in the time it takes to get there. See what I mean? Yeah. Now also, I have another physics lesson for you. Let's hit the cowboy. Yeah. As I pointed out before, and some of you don't believe me, since the bullet takes longer to get there, it also takes longer for the sound to come back because it was a slower bullet, okay? Ask your science teacher about that, why that's the truth, okay? See if they kick you out of class for being so ignorant or for listening to me. That was another joke, sorry, I couldn't resist. Okay, I'm gonna keep those separate. Now here's some my lighter, just Magnum loads, just fun to shoot. They're Magnums, but they're a light Magnum. And so I have a variety of loads. I have all these great ammo from Federal we shoot. And I can always use another 44 Magnum. And so that's what my thinking was. Yeah. So maybe I'll shoot this target again. What the heck? Yeah, nice, nice. How about the tree? Knock those around pretty well. Oh, I see one target I don't want to forget down there. Click. And that would be that cinder block. What should we throw at it? That'd be our grand finale, maybe. Okay, let you go. I hate to let you go. I really do like this gun. You know, it's nice to be able to lavish praise on a firearm and know that you know that we don't have a dog in the fight, and Colt has not sent us a check for a good while now. Another joke. They've never sent us a check. Watermelon on the table. That's the nice thing about being totally independent of the gun companies. We can hate on them a little bit. We can love on them a little bit. We can love on them a lot if there's one we really like. And one thing I was going to point out about this before we kill that cinder block. Again, I'm a Smith guy. I have been forever. I've got a lot of nice Smiths. I love them. Preferably the classic old Smiths. Most of the new Smiths, they got a sleeve barrel. They got the key lock and that kind of stuff. I just can't get used to that. I don't like it. I know they're well made. They might be even better than the old ones, but I still don't like those things. And as I pointed out with the one of the other Colts, you don't have a sleeve barrel on this thing. You don't have a key lock. Other than this QR code down there, that's kind of minimal. This thing could have been made in 1970s. Could have been lying in a gun shop in the 70s and looked just like this almost. Okay, you don't have any funky, you know, modern weird stuff on it. I think the roll marks look just fine. I guess it's laser engraved. I think it's classy, and just a really nice revolver. A beautiful finish. And I say in the 70s, there weren't a lot of stainless firearms in the 70s, but all right. Let's put some of the, what do we want to put in here? Hammer down, let's put the hammer down, 270 grain rounds, and see if they are up to the task of destroying that cinder block, which you hate when I call it that, because it's actually a concrete block, right? I'm old school. I guess at one point they were all cinder blocks made of cinder. All right, well, we're going to cinder that one into the gully. All right, let's back up a little bit. I don't want to get too close to it because I might hit it. All right, I'm going to shoot double action with this thing. Might regret it. It kicks a little more when you shoot double action. All right. Boom. Not much left. Wow. All right, we laid the hammer down. Oh, we have a bowling pin. Watch me knock it all the way to the gully. Oh. What else here we've not addressed? How about that hanging pin? Oh, I missed it. But you know what? I just got a glimpse of the sun. Look at the range over there. It's like nature is telling me I need to shoot that square red plate, don't you think? It's like a message from the heavens or something. They've got the light on it for me. Now watch me miss it. Okay. All right, how's that? You put the light on it and I hit it. I got one more, I think. Maybe I can hit the gong. Oh, I don't have one more. That's okay. We quit on a hit, all right? So, hammer down. We laid the hammer down on several targets, including the old, illuminated square plate. So, it's hard to beat a 44, and you might not have interest in one this big, but it really does allow you to go through any 44 that you have, and there's others obviously out there. Boutique loads that are hotter, or maybe heavier, hotter, weaker, whatever. But you can pretty much know that it's not going to hurt you too badly, in this firearm. And and even could be in Alaska and have a chest rig. I've got one on order. One of the Diamond D custom chest holsters that I liked, and for this thing. And if you got it out of the way, shoulder holster or a chest holster, the extra inch or two isn't as big a deal. Makes it more of an issue if you're trying to pocket carry it, but so anyway, but with that barrel length, you can shoot anything you want in it, even 44 special, right? And just enjoy it. So I'm very pleased with it. Like I say, the only negative that I have are the grips. I would like a little more meat to the grips. And I'll eventually find some that will fit and suit me a little bit better. But I'm just very pleased with it. Like it a lot. And 8-inch Anaconda. Again, it's a 2021 Anaconda. A blown up Python, 2020 Python, which became the Anaconda in 2021. And that's a lot of gun and a lot of fun. Life is good.
Oh yeah, that's better. This is a great gun for defense. Oh hey, didn't see you guys there. While I've got you here, I want to remind you of our friends over at Talon Grips and Ballistol. Talon Grips makes grips, can you believe it, for all different types of firearms. You can get rough texture or more of a rubberized texture. It just sticks right on there. Really affordable, really cool option to improve the grip for your handguns or rifles. So please check them out at talongungrips.com. You'll be glad you did. And also Ballistol. Dad has been using Ballistol for many years. It's a cleaner and a lubricant, and it's non-toxic. It works really great, and we're happy to have them on board since it's been a part of our shooting endeavor for a very long time. So go to ballistall.com, talongungrips.com, and also while you're out there, I'm juggling all these things here. Also, while you're on the internet, please do check out our other social media like Hickok45 on Facebook. There's also Hickok45 on Twitter, The Real Hickok45 on Instagram. There's a John_Hickok45 on Instagram where I do some things. There's Hickok45.com. You can find us also on Gunstreamer. So check out all that stuff and then watch more videos.